In this northern Nevada market, are there any deals for first-time home buyers? Any special bargains that are out there?
Well, I think for the first time in the past maybe 7 years, homes are affordable to people earning the median income in the area, which is about $53,000. So it's cheaper to buy than to rent, and that is a wonderful opportunity for buyers.
Not to mention interest rates
Exactly.
are way down. So
Banks are still lending, no matter what you hear, you know, in the media. People can still get a loan today.
And creative lenders can find those special loans
Yeah.
for special need buyers.
And if you cannot get a conventional or an FHA loan, there are a lot of third-party private lenders who can provide, you know, buyers with loans. So there are options out there if you really want to pick up that bargain in Reno. And the reason why I think there are bargains is because you'll notice when you're showing homes to your client, you know, a property becomes listed and within 24 hours there's multiple offers. Right. You know, that's a sign of this must be a deal to someone. And we're seeing that much more. Inventory is low right now. You know, what are we? We're in the summer of 2011. Inventory is low. A lot of buyers are in the market. Nevada is real popular with regards to prices and homes on the market. So
I think a lot of buyers are still under the impression that it's absolutely a buyer's market, and there's not a real sense of urgency until you get them out looking at properties, and they lose a few due to multiple offers, and then
they get discouraged.
Exactly. But you know.
But you keep plugging away, you know. And again, as Marcia said, it's the agent, you know, that will keep the buyer motivated and keep them interested with information.
And find solutions.
Yeah.
Goes back to the experience of the agent.
Yeah.
And under 200,000 is definitely a seller's market right now.
I agree.
You can't wait to write an offer anymore because it could be gone tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
A good-looking property sells really quick.
It does. Yeah.
Priced right.
Yep.
And for the buyer, don't get discouraged if there is multiple offers, because more often than not, which is unfortunate, not all deals close. You know, not
Exactly.
all deals close.
No doubt about that.
You know, it's amazing how, you know, you run over to make that offer and you're in a multiple offer situation as the buyer and your offer wasn't accepted. Ask the listing agent, you know, selling the house, can you keep my offer as a backup? Because the person who won the bid may not be able to close, you know, for a variety of reasons. So, again, it boils down to the agent.
Well, there are a couple dynamics that exist now that haven't really existed in the past, or at least for some time, and that's the affordability. Affordability is the highest it's been in years. We are within half a point of century low interest rates. We still have 3.5% down payment on FHA. Also, because of the number of foreclosures, distressed properties, the ones that are dilapidated, have been trashed maliciously or just neglected, there is a program, the 203K, which is a rehab program, where people can buy a house, they can get it at a severe discount because it's not financeable. Conventional financing, VA, government, FHA, government financing is not available. So they can get a substantial discount, then they can have somebody, a professional contractor, go in and completely renovate it, make it as good as new, and even after that work is done, it's a discount to the market. And the other thing is that right now, usually or historically, the equilibrium in real estate between balance of supply and demand would be when rents are cheaper or ownership is cheaper than renting. So people will enter the purchase market. And same thing with investors. When right now the dividend yield on the S&P is 1.77%. We've got certificates of deposit 2.35%, 0.16% for 1-year T-bills, and 1% for money markets. So the alternative investments for an investor are almost nothing. Lowest yields in history. Now real estate has gone to the top of the ladder as an investment alternative. Real estate's always been good. The other thing that we have is that the prices of houses you can buy for a fraction of replacement cost, and the land's free. Who in their right mind would buy land and build a house and then sell it at a loss? So that's pretty much going to restrict and eliminate excess building, and that's why we have the problem we have now. So we have an overcorrection. We've hit a bottom. Now maybe it can go down a little bit more, but what are your investment alternatives? What are you going to do for yield? 1%, a tenth of a percent? Real estate's becoming extremely attractive as an asset class and an investment.
And Mark, I just had some first-time home buyers find a beautiful home in the outlying rural areas, qualified for the USDA loan. They went in with 0 down, and the seller offered closing costs.
Wow.
So they got in that house for virtually nothing, and their payment is less than they were paying for an apartment for rent. So the deals are out there, and the loans are out there, especially for first-time home buyers. And Nevada offers a lot of rural areas that qualify for that type of funding.
Mark, in talking about investors, there's not a whole lot of alternatives to invest in other than real estate. Would you agree that that is part of what started our real estate boom in 2004?
That's hard to answer. I know that this is the weakest post World War II economic recession, economic recovery that we've ever had. And we've never had one without housing either leading or at least participating. So they are doing, the policy wonks, fiscal and monetary, are doing everything they can through all these different programs, alphabet soup, throwing trillions of dollars and things like that, to get people to buy real estate, crash the interest rates. So real estate becomes much more desirable. It's got a yield. We're doing a cash flow. Mm-hmm. And T-bills, 1-year T-bill, 0.16%, you're getting $1,600 a year on $1 million. Mm. We have got 10,000 baby boomers retiring every day. They need an income. So real estate's looking like really good. It's actually gone from the bottom as an investment, asset class, from the bottom to near the top of asset classes, and that's globally. As an alternative, and that's by design. That's intentional to do, throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at real estate to support it and generate a recovery.
Well, I have some investors that are purchasing condos and are experiencing approximately 10% rates of return on their investments.
That's common in our market right now, actually.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
And it's only going to get better.
The prices that these condos are selling at today,
Exactly.
You can find a lot of condos on the market for under $50,000.
And why pay rent if you can just
So for
buy?
the investor, granted, some of these properties might be in need of a little bit of repair, but if you have access to being able to repair, you'll rent that property and collect some rental income.
Exactly.
Sure.
And as Mark said, I notice a lot of people that are approaching retirement age are making real estate investments an important component of their retirement portfolios.
Exactly.
Well, they get depreciation to offset. That you get the interest rate deduction. At least it's here for now. Who knows? But we also get depreciation. I was thinking one thing that a lot of people don't realize. Warren Buffett says that you buy when people are fearful, and you're fearful when people are greedy. Then there was Mayor Amschel Rothschild who said, you wait till there's blood in the streets. And I'd say this is about as close to blood in the streets as we've ever seen.
Here.
We're down 60%. We're down 60% since 6 years ago, and it doesn't go to nothing. It's not going to become worthless. If we're down 60%, how much more is there downside? Mm-hmm. And if people are getting a cash flow better than anywhere else, and it's cheaper than rent.
Yes.
So maybe it goes down, but with interest rates where they are, with prices where they are, and with the inventory where it is, and the multiple offers, the change that we're seeing in the dynamics of the market, it might be as good a time as ever, because your downside, and who's going to build? We're 20-30% replacement cost. So it's as good a time as ever, I think.
I agree.